Classic plantation shrouded in chilling ghost stories, dense nature expanses where cults and their evil conjurings roam, and historic hotels whose halls are stained with strong paranormal activity await on this list of some of the most haunted places in the South. Are you sure you're ready to get started? Hey guys, and thanks for joining me on this journey through some of the most haunted places in the South. Recognized for its significant and jaw-dropping historic sites, plentiful nature expanses, Civil War battlefields, unparalleled cuisine, weathered graveyards, and so much more, the southern United States are also a birthing place for some of our nation's most terrifying ghost stories and old hill folklore. Let's dive right in. Our first haunt has us traveling to Mississippi, to the former site of the state's governmental center point turned educational venue, being the Old Mississippi Capitol. The Old Mississippi Capitol, located in Jackson, Mississippi, is a historic landmark with a rich past that reflects the political and social evolution of the state. This architectural gem has witnessed significant events in Mississippi's history and has become a symbol of resilience and heritage, and visitors to the Capitol are drawn not only by its historical significance, but also by the legends and ghostly tales that have emerged over the years. The Old Mississippi Capitol was constructed between 1839 and 1840 and was designed by architect William Nichols in the Greek Revival style. This building would serve as the state capitol until 1903, when a new, larger capitol was built to accommodate the growing needs of the state government. However, prior, the old capitol was the site of numerous key events, including the secession of Mississippi from the Union in 1861, marking it as an important symbol of the Civil War era. The building's design features a grand portico with Corinthian columns, a large dome, and a spacious rotunda, and it would undergo significant restoration after a tornado heavily damaged it in 1909, and again in 1959 when it was converted into a state historical museum. Today, the Old Capitol Museum showcases exhibits on Mississippi's political history, offering visitors a glimpse into the state's past. The Old Capitol Museum is a treasure trove of historical artifacts and educational exhibits, and visitors can explore the old legislative chambers where lawmakers debated and decided the future of the state. The museum also hosts a variety of programs and events, including lectures, tours, and educational activities for children, making it a vital resource for learning about Mississippi's history. One notable exhibit is the Hall of Governors, which features portraits and biographies of all the state's former governors. Another highlight is the Civil Rights Movement exhibit, which provides an in-depth look at Mississippi's turbulent but transformative role in the struggle for civil rights. And the museum also includes interactive displays and multimedia presentations, offering a comprehensive and engaging experience for visitors of all ages. But the Old Mississippi Capitol is not only a site of historical significance, but also a place where the past comes to life through numerous ghostly legends and hauntings. And over the years, visitors and staff have reported various paranormal activity, further adding an eerie dimension to this venerable building. One of the most enduring tales is that of a Confederate soldier who is said to haunt the Old Capitol. According to legend, the soldier died in the building during the Civil War, and his restless spirit still roams the halls. Incidentally, visitors have reported seeing a ghostly figure in a Confederate uniform, often accompanied by the sound of footsteps echoing through the corridors, and some have even claimed to feel a cold presence or hear whispers when no one else is around. Another ghostly resident is believed to be a former state legislator who died under mysterious circumstances. This apparition has been sighted within the old legislative chambers, where he supposedly continues to attend to some unfinished business. Notably, witnesses have described seeing a shadowy figure sitting at a desk or moving through this room, only to vanish when approached. The dome of the Old Capitol is also a focal point for paranormal activity, and some visitors have reported seeing strange lights or hearing unexplained noises coming from the area. These phenomena are often attributed to the spirits of those who worked or died in the building, their energies lingering in the place where they spent significant parts of their lives. One particularly chilling story involves the ghost of a young woman dressed in a 19th century gown. According to legend, she was a state official's daughter who tragically fell to her death from the building's upper floors. Her spirit is said to haunt the staircase and hallways, occasionally appearing to startle visitors, and those who encounter her ghost often report a feeling of sadness and despair, as if she is forever mourning her untimely death. Okay, so number 2 has us trekking through the lush wilderness of North Carolina at the Maro Mountain State Park. The Maro Mountain State Park, nestled in the heart of North Carolina's Uwharrie Mountains, is a place of both natural beauty and historical significance. The park, which spans over 4,500 acres, is known for its diverse ecosystems, scenic vistas, and rich cultural history, and visitors are drawn into its hiking trails, waterways, and the intriguing stories that have emerged from its bounds over the past. The history of Maro Mountain State Park is deeply rooted in the region's ancient geological and cultural heritage. The Uwharrie Mountains, which are amongst the oldest mountain ranges in North America, were formed over 500 million years ago. These mountains were once towering peaks, but millions of years of erosion have reduced them to their current modest heights. And Maro Mountain, the park's namesake, stands as one of the highest peaks in the range at 936 feet. Archaeological evidence indicates the area surrounding Maro Mountain has been inhabited for thousands of years. Native American tribes, including the Pee and the Yadkin, utilized the region's rich natural resources for hunting, fishing, and gathering, and the presence of rhyolite, a volcanic rock found in the area, made Maro Mountain a significant site for tool making, with artifacts such as spear points, arrowheads, and pottery fragments discovered, and revealing a long history of human habitation. In the 18th century, European settlers would arrive to the region, drawn by the fertile land and abundant natural resources. Additionally, the discovery of gold in nearby areas during the 19th century would lead to a surge in mining activity. However, it was the iron industry that left a lasting impact on Maro Mountain, and the park is home to the remains of the historic Hardaway site, an iron mining and smelting operation that played a crucial role in the region's industrial development through the 19th century. The establishment of Maro Mountain State Park came in the 1930s during the Great Depression. The Civilian Conservation Corps, a New Deal program aimed at providing jobs and improving public lands, would play a pivotal role in the development of the park, and the CCC would construct roads, trails, and facilities, many of which that are still in use today, their work laying a foundation for the park's transformation into a popular rec area. Today, Maro Mountain State Park offers a wealth of recreational activities. The park boasts over 15 miles of hiking trails ranging from easy walks to challenging climbs and a slew of campsites. The Maro Mountain Trail, which leads to the summit, offers panoramic views of the surrounding landscape, and boating, fishing, and swimming are popular activities on Lake Tillery, which is also located within the park, with canoe and rowboat rentals readily available, allowing visitors to explore the expanse's serene waters. One of the most enduring legends associated with Maro Mountain State Park is that of the ghostly rider. According to local folklore, a man named Tom Benton lived in the area during the 19th century, and was known for his fierce independence and his refusal to leave his land, even as others were moving westward. This legend states that Benton met a tragic end when he was thrown from his horse while riding near the mountain, and both visitors and park rangers have reported sightings of a ghostly figure on horseback believed to be Benton, forever riding the beloved trails of Maro Mountain. Another eerie fable involves the mysterious lights that are occasionally seen flickering in the woods at night. Some believe these lights are the spirits of Native Americans who once inhabited the area, continuing their ancient rituals, while others suggest they could be the spirits of miners and workers from the Hardaway site still toiling away in the afterlife. While there is no definitive explanation for these lights, they have certainly become part of the park's mystique. Whether drawn in by its natural splendor, its fascinating history, or the allure of its ghostly legends, visitors to Maro Mountain State Park are sure to find a place of wonder and discovery. As they explore its trails, paddle its waters, or simply relax in its tranquil setting, they become part of a long tradition of those who have found inspiration and solace in the shadow of Maro Mountain. Number 3 has us checking in at one of the most famous lodgings in the South, being Texas's iconic TheDriscoll Hotel. The TheDriscoll Hotel, located in the heart of downtown Austin, Texas, is a storied landmark known for its opulent architecture, rich history, and an array of ghostly legends. Since the time of its opening in 1886, the TheDriscoll has been a symbol of luxury and grandeur, attracting dignitaries, celebrities, and curious visitors drawn in by tales of the supernatural. And the hotel's blend of historical significance and eerie encounters mark it as one of Austin's most intriguing destinations. The history of the TheDriscoll Hotel begins with its founder, Colonel Jesse Driscoll, a wealthy cattle baron with grand ambitions. In the early 1880s, Driscoll decided to build a lavish hotel that would rival any in the country, sparing no expense in the construction. The hotel, designed by local architect Jasper N. Preston, featured a blend of Romanesque and Victorian architecture with ornate details, marble floors, and stained glass windows, and the site would officially open its doors on December 20th of 1886, quickly growing into a hub of social and political activity in Austin. Despite its initial success, the hotel faced financial difficulties early on. Jesse Driscoll, known for his extravagant spending, lost the hotel in a poker game just 2 years after it opened, and over subsequent years, the site would change ownership multiple times, with each new proprietor adding their own touches to the site while maintaining its historic charm. Today, the Driscoll is part of the Hyatt Hotels Corporation, and continues to serve as a premier destination for visitors to Austin. One of the most famous ghost stories associated with the Driscoll Hotel is that of the little girl on the staircase. In 1887, the daughter of a U.S. senator would actually fall to her death while chasing a ball down the grand staircase. And to date, guests and staff have reported seeing a young girl in a Victorian dress playing with a ball in the hallways and on said staircase, who's often accompanied by the sound of laughter. Some believe that the little girl's spirit remains at the hotel, forever reenacting her final moments. Another well-known legend is that of room 525, which is considered one of the most haunted rooms in the hotel. According to this story, 2 brides took their own lives in the room 50 years apart, and guests staying in 525 have reported inexplicable occurrences, such as faucets turning on and off by themselves, mysterious cold spots, and the feeling of being watched. Additionally, other visitors have even claimed to see the apparition of a bride, dressed in her wedding gown, appearing in the room or in the hallway in the middle of the night. The spirit of Colonel Jesse Driscoll himself is also said to haunt his own hotel. Driscoll, who died in 1890, is believed to have a strong attachment to the property he built, and both guests and staff have reported encountering the Colonel's ghost, often described as a tall, imposing figure wearing a dark suit and hat. Incidentally, some have seen him in the lobby near the original portrait of himself that hangs on the wall, while others have felt his presence at the hotel's bar, which is named after him. Mirroring the aforementioned stories of 525, the Driscoll is also home to the ghost of a young woman known as the Suicide Bride. In the 1990s, a woman checked into room 329 and, after a night of heavy drinking, tragically took her own life. To date, guests within this room have reported unsettling experiences such as flickering lights, disembodied voices, and a feeling of deep sadness, and some have even claimed to see the figure of a distraught bride wandering the halls right near 329. Needless to say, if you're planning your wedding in Austin, maybe just avoid this site. Aside from its ghostly residents, the Driscoll Hotel has played host to numerous historical events and famous guests. Lyndon B. Johnson, the 36th President of the United States, was a frequent visitor and actually held his first date with Lady Bird Johnson in the Driscoll dining room. The hotel also served as the headquarters for his 1948 Senate campaign, and he awaited the results of the presidential election there in 1964. Incidentally, the LBJ Suite, named in his honor, remains a popular attraction for history enthusiasts, and several have claimed to have encountered the entities of both the former POTUS and of his lover within and also down at the bar. Today, the Driscoll Hotel continues to captivate its guests with a blend of historic elegance and supernatural allure. Its beautifully preserved interiors, complete with antique furnishings and period decor, transport visitors back to a bygone era of opulence, and guided tours of the hotel offer a glimpse into its storied past, while those interested in the paranormal can explore the legends and ghost stories that have become an integral part of the Driscoll's identity. And on to number 4, which lands us in one of the country's few haunted capital cities, at Savannah, Georgia's iconic Bonaventure Cemetery. Bonaventure Cemetery, located in Savannah, Georgia, is one of the most famous and beautiful burying grounds in the whole of the United States. Known for its scenic views, historic grave sites, and Southern Gothic ambiance, this expanse is a place where history and legend intertwine, and the cemetery's serene setting, with its moss-draped oaks and elaborate tombstones, attracts visitors from around the world who come to explore its historical significance and hear tales of the supernatural. The history of Bonaventure Cemetery dates back to 1846, when it was originally established as a private cemetery on the site of the former Bonaventure Plantation. This plantation had been owned by Colonel John Mulrine, who established it in the mid-18th century, and the name Bonaventure meant good fortune in French, with the estate known for its beauty and lush gardens. After the plantation was sold and subdivided, the property became Evergreen Cemetery, a public burial ground, in 1868, and later, in 1907, the city of Savannah would purchase the site and would re-establish it as Bonaventure instead. Bonaventure Cemetery spans over 100 acres and is renowned for its picturesque landscape. The cemetery's design reflects the Victorian-era garden cemetery movement, which emphasized upon natural beauty and tranquility, and winding pathways, ancient live oaks draped with Spanish moss, and a variety of flowering plants create a peaceful and contemplative atmosphere. The cemetery's statuary and monuments, many of which are ornately carved and artistically significant, only further add to its charm and historical value. Among the notable figures buried in Bonaventure Cemetery are several of Savannah's most prominent citizens, including politicians, military heroes, and artists. One of the most famous grave sites is that of Johnny Mercer, the renowned lyricist and composer who penned such classics as Moon River and Accentuate the Positive. Mercer's grave is adorned with a bench engraved with the titles of some of his most famous songs, inviting his visitors to sit and reflect. Another significant grave is that of Conrad Aiken, a Pulitzer Prize-winning poet and author. Aiken's tombstone is inscribed with a simple yet profound epitaph, Cosmos Mariner, Destination Unknown, reflecting his fascination with the mysteries of life and death, and many visitors to Bonaventure pay their respects to Aiken's grave and ponder the meaning of this enigmatic quote. Bonaventure Cemetery was at one point also home to one of the most iconic statues in Savannah, being the Bird Girl sculpture. This statue, created by sculptor Sylvia Shaw Judson, gained fame after appearing on the cover of John Burrent's best-selling book, Midnight in the Garden of Good and Evil. Although the statue has since been moved to the Telfair Museums for preservation, its association with Bonaventure Cemetery continues to draw in visitors intrigued by the book, and by its connection to Savannah's history. In addition to its historical significance, Bonaventure Cemetery is also known for its ghostly legends and paranormal activity. One of the most famous upset stories involves the spirit of Gracie Watson, a young girl who died of pneumonia in 1889 at the age of only 6. Gracie's grave is marked by a lifelike statue commissioned by her grieving parents, capturing her likeness in a dress with a bouquet of flowers. According to local lore, visitors have reported seeing the statue cry tears of blood or move its hands, and some have even claimed to hear the laughter of a little girl right near Gracie's grave, believed to be her spirit playing amongst the tombstones. Another well-known ghostly tale is that of Corinne Elliott Lawton, a young woman who died under mysterious circumstances in 1877. Lawton's grave is marked by an angel statue, and her death has inspired numerous legends, including one that she drowned herself in the Savannah River after being jilted by a lover. Incidentally, visitors have reported seeing a spectral figure resembling Corinne wandering the cemetery late at night, often near the riverbank. The legend of the haunted bench also adds to the cemetery's eerie reputation. It's said that those who sit on this particular bench at night may experience strange phenomena, such as feeling an inexplicable chill, hearing whispers, or even seeing ghostly apparitions. While some dismiss these tales as mere superstitions, others believe this bench is a portal to the spirit world. Saving the best and honestly most haunted for last, number 5 has us exploring Louisiana's fabled Oak Alley Plantation. Oak Alley Plantation, located in Vacherie, Louisiana, is an iconic symbol of the antebellum South. This historic site, renowned for its stunning canopy of live oak trees and its grand Greek Revival mansion, offers visitors a captivating glimpse into the region's past, and the plantation's history is rich with stories of people who lived and worked there, and its grounds are said to be haunted by spirits from bygone eras. The history of Oak Alley Plantation dates back to the early 18th century when it was part of a land grant given to French settlers. The plantation's most famous feature, its double row of live oak trees, was planted in the early 1700s, long before the mansion was ever even built. And these trees, which stretch for nearly 800 feet, create a breathtaking corridor leading up to the house, and have grown into one of the most photographed spots in Louisiana. In 1836, Jacques T. Roman purchased the land and began construction of his mansion, which was completed by 1839. Designed in the Greek Revival style, the mansion features 28 Doric columns, representing each of the 28 oak trees in the alley. Roman intended for Oak Alley to be a showplace that demonstrated his wealth and status in the community, and the plantation thrived under his ownership, primarily producing sugarcane. However, sadly, the prosperity of Oak Alley was built on the labor of enslaved African Americans who worked the fields and maintained the estate, and the site's history is marked by the harsh realities of slavery, with efforts being made to tell the stories of these enslaved people who lived and worked at Oak Alley. Incidentally, visitors to the plantation can explore reconstructed slave quarters and learn about their daily lives, struggles, and contributions through exhibits and interpretive programs. After Jacques T. Roman's death in 1848, the plantation would face financial difficulties and changed hands several times. It was eventually abandoned in the early 20th century and fell into disrepair, until 1925, when Andrew and Josephine Stewart purchased the site and began extensive restorations, preserving its historical integrity. In 1972, the plantation was designated a National Historic Landmark, and today, it operates as a historic house museum, welcoming thousands of visitors each year. Oak Alley Plantation Plantation offers a variety of tours and educational programs that delve into its complex history. Guided tours of the mansion provide insights into the lives of the Roman family and subsequent owners, while exhibits in the slave quarters shed light on the experiences of the enslaved workers. Additionally, the plantation also hosts events, workshops, and reenactments that bring history to life for visitors of all ages. Amidst its beauty and historical significance, however, Alley Plantation is also known for its ghostly legends and tales of paranormal activity. One of the most famous stories involves the apparition of a young woman dressed in a white antebellum gown, and both visitors and staff members have reported seeing her wandering the grounds, particularly near the Alley of Oaks. Incidentally, some believe that she is the spirit of Josephine Stewart, who loved the plantation dearly in life and who may still be watching over it from the other side. Another haunting involves the ghost of a Confederate soldier. According to legend, during the Civil War, a Confederate officer sought refuge at Oak Alley, but ultimately succumbed to his injuries. His spirit is said to roam the plantation, especially near the house and the oak-lined path, and witnesses have reported hearing the sound of footsteps and seeing shadowy figures of a man in a military uniform. The slave quarters are also a focal point for paranormal activity, and some visitors near have reported hearing disembodied voices, footsteps, and even the sound of chains. These eerie occurrences are thought to be the residual energy of the enslaved people who endured unimaginable hardships on plantation grounds, and the presence of their spirits serves as a poignant reminder of the plantation's and America's dark past. One particularly chilling tale is that of a spectral child who is said to haunt the mansion. Visitors have reported seeing the ghost of a young girl in period clothing, often in the upstairs rooms. She is believed to be the spirit of one of the Roman family's children who died young, and her ghost is often associated with playful activity, such as moving toys or giggling. However, her presence also brings a sense of melancholy to those who encounter her. Despite these ghostly legends, Alley Plantation remains a cherished historic site that offers a window into Louisiana's past. Its beautiful grounds, rich history, and the stories of those who lived and died there continue to captivate and educate visitors. And whether drawn in by its historical significance, its stunning landscapes, or its tales of the otherworldly, Alley provides a unique and unforgettable experience for all who visit. Thanks for joining me on this exploration of some of the most haunted places in the South. If you enjoyed hearing my histories and ghost stories, subscribe to my channel, throw this upload a like, and share me with anyone you feel could use a good scare. I'll see you all next time.